Joining me now is Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson, a member of the Senate Homeland Security Committee. Senator, I got to get this straight here. This is mind-boggling. The president is apologizing to Hamas now?
Yeah, Maria, it's outrageous, but let's face it, he's not in full command of his faculties. We have a diminished president at a moment when the world's in flames. It's one of the reasons our adversaries are on the move. They're being so aggressive. America is weak. It's been weakened by President Biden's policies, and then they take a look at President Biden's just ability to do the job, and it emboldens them even further.
Yeah. Senator, look, we all know what America has seen in the last 2.5 years and how most people's lives are much worse under President Biden. But look, the public wants more than just, reminding us of how bad things are. You're an elected official. What can you do about it?
I understand. Well, right now, I think we have an opportunity to take care of the clear and present danger of our open border. And unfortunately, we have a president who wants an open border, but the president also wants funding for Ukraine. I know a lot of my Republican colleagues do as well. I'm certainly sympathetic with the Ukrainian people. But what comes first is our own national and homeland security. And what we should do as Republicans is insist that any funding for Ukraine is contingent on actually securing the border. So I know Republican senators are negotiating with Democrats. Democrats don't seem to be negotiating in good faith. But if we reach any agreement in terms of changing the asylum laws, which we must do, under this president, it'll make no difference. So what we need to do is insist on benchmarks that must be met. And again, the funding needs to be contingent on those benchmarks being met. And by the way, President Trump was able to secure the border in a period of about 12 months, from his peak to his trough. Once he got returned to Mexico in place, got other agreements with other countries. Again, no help from Congress, no help from Democrats. He did that based on his own willpower. Republicans actually want to do this president a favor and help him secure the border if he's willing to do so.
Yeah. I want to get to the security supplemental package in a second, because I want to get your take on the money for Ukraine that he wants versus the money for Israel. But let me stay on the border for a minute, because Border Patrol seized nearly 200 pounds of meth and close to 120 pounds of fentanyl on Thanksgiving Day. On Thanksgiving Day, these seizures happened, Senator. The Department of Homeland Security reportedly focused on making Border Patrol agents use preferred pronouns of illegal migrants and to not assume any genders. Okay? So while they're seizing all of this, there's a memo obtained by the Heritage Foundation. It shows agents cannot use he, him, she, her. No. You can't use any of that until they are certain that the migrant goes by one of those pronouns, Senator. Are you kidding me? This is what Alejandro Mayorkas is focused on.
This is what Democrats are focused on. Again, our open border is a clear and present danger to America. I've always assumed that the president's first responsibility is to protect Americans, to address clear and present dangers. In fact, what this administration has done, they have created the clear and present danger. Their priorities are climate change. Their priorities are transgenderism. Their priorities are all these radical leftist causes, and then they completely are destroying this country. $1 you helped at the start of the Biden administration is worth 85 cents because of massive deficit spending. Gasoline is higher because of their war on fossil fuel and their climate change policies, which are a fantasy. Again, elections matter. Radical leftism only destroys. It does nothing to build things. But unfortunately, too many Americans listen to the mainstream media, who are supportive of President Biden's policies, and we are in a very dangerous moment in this country's history.
But I mean, what's the motivation, Senator? I don't understand why. Are they just against America? I don't get this.
Yeah, Maria, I can't explain people who want to push socialism, communism. I mean, it happens. It's happened for decades, for centuries. Right. Again, it's that siren song of taking from the rich and giving to the poor. It just doesn't work. I remind people that Venezuelans voted themselves into poverty in the course of a couple of decades when they voted for Hugo Chavez.
Unbelievable.
We've been voting for socialism here in America. We need to stop. We need to embrace what makes this country great.
So we're talking this morning that Washington, D.C. has reported that it has had 900 carjackings this year. And the 900th carjacking happened on Thanksgiving. The total for the year is now 905. 158 arrests were made, okay? So 905 carjackings, only 158 arrests. The majority of those involved minors. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser is taking a trip to Dubai this week to discuss climate change. And that climate change conference begins in Dubai and runs until December 12th. Former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, writes this on X. Washington, D.C.'s 900th 2023 carjacking on Thanksgiving Day should force Congress to take over policing the nation's capital. Washington belongs to the country. Senator, what about that? And all the while, what are we talking about? We're talking about Biden wanting more money from the Congress. He wants $106 billion security supplemental outside of the $20 billion in aid that's earmarked for Israel and Gaza. The bulk of it is to Ukraine. $60 billion is what the White House wants to send to Ukraine now. U.S.-Mexico border, they're talking about $10 billion in additional money. Okay, I don't even know why we're sending any money to the border, Senator, because I thought it was policies that need to be changed, not more money, because if you send more money to the border, what are they going to do? They're just going to build more houses and more housing for the illegals. No?
Exactly. They're going to use that money to expedite the encountering, processing, and release of illegal immigrants into this country. That's what they use the funding for. But Maria, you've heard me say it before. If you were asked to develop a strategy to destroy this country, you could not come up with a better game plan than what the Biden administration is implementing. These are the very predictable results of defund police movement, of attacking the police rather than locking up criminals. Again, radical leftism, their priorities are completely screwed up. It's an upside-down world. They're concerned about climate change. They're concerned about transgenderism. They're concerned about letting criminals run free instead of actually cracking down on crime. So we end up with this dystopian future in today, in our today's present, in these particularly large cities like Washington, D.C. Again, predictable results. I don't know why Americans continue to support this, but unfortunately they do.
So what are your priorities now when you get back at it? The House is going to be back at full occupancy with the final vacancy being filled in Utah's 2nd congressional district. Republican Celeste Malloy won that special election. But we'll see what happens with Representative George Santos. They've got a 4-seat majority in the House, but that could shrink again this week with the George Santos getting expelled. What are your priorities, even though you're in the minority in the Senate?
Well, we're 2 months in this fiscal year. We still haven't passed appropriation bills to fund it. Try and restore some function to that funding mechanism. But again, use the president's request, his desire for funding for Ukraine, and insist that, first we're going to secure America. We're going to take care and protect our citizens and our homeland. And again, make any funding for Ukraine contingent on actually securing the border, hard metrics. And again, what we can do, unfortunately, the Democrats control the Senate, but Republicans can withhold our consent. We can certainly block any measure until they actually secure the border. So we need to do that. That needs to be our strategy. That needs to be our priority.
Yes. All right. We'll be watching your work, Senator, for sure. Thanks very much for being here this morning.